Recording. Who's missing today, Keith? I count 12 and usually 13.
It's 16.
16 this morning.
16. Okay, I'll widen the screen.
Ian,
Yeah.
you know that I'm a moron.
Yes. There's
Yeah.
Ron and there's moron. Yeah.
Yeah. www.smsheffield.co.uk.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
Right. I keep mistyping it. I must keep mistyping it then because I'm struggling to get in. www.smsheffield.co.uk.
Okay. And also, when you've got your browser open, it doesn't matter what you're looking at on the internet. Go into the menu bar at the top left-hand corner and select Clear Cache. Okay.
Does that pay money into your account?
Yes.
Clear cache.
Clear
Yeah, clear cache. I get you. CACHE.
Correct. And that might, if you've got a corrupt entry from way back.
Oh, I've had many a corrupt entry.
Well, absolutely. But I've had that problem. Usually when I've completely uploaded a new site, instead of just the changes I've done to the site, when I've had to do a complete upload, sometimes it doesn't recognize this, and you have to clear. You can clear the cache for the day, for the week, for any period. It gives you options, but it's what the computer has stored, and it sort of defaults to that corrupt site.
Thank you. I've got an email from Sandra wanting to send me some Facebook stuff that Totley Sporting Memories were doing. So I said I'd pass it on. I'm not on Facebook myself, but I said I'd pass it on. But I was directing it to our website, and I wanted to make sure I'd got the right address as I was having problems.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Just one short at the moment.
You're right. There are 15 at the moment.
Yeah.
Widen the page.
And here he comes, Irene.
Irene.
Just before Lol finishes off, can I just ask one or two of you what your date of birth is, please? Keith Jackson.
4145.
KJ 4145. So 4th of January.
Yeah.
We miss your birthday.
Well, I didn't. You may have done, but I didn't.
You can do it belated.
But that's the same date as somebody else's. Is it yours, Dave? On 4th?
No, I think it's Tony's.
Tony's on the 4th of January.
And mine's on the 8th.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's Sally's on the 31st, isn't it?
That's right.
Remember Sally?
Brian. Yeah. What's yours?
24/5/55.
24/5/55. Yeah.
You.
Yeah. Babby.
Chris, when's your date of birth, please?
15th of May, 1956, Keith.
He's even younger.
Another chabby.
That's the
Another
day.
chubby.
That's the day
Colin?
before Dan Buster's raid.
What about Colin?
10/4.
Taking them by surprise in 56 then.
You weren't expecting that.
Just when you thought it was safe.
Sorry, Colin.
Yeah,
We got
10/4/43.
43.
10th of April, 43.
Yeah. I think, Doug, I'm not sure I've got yours.
Yeah. 1943.
Sorry, say that again.
3rd of May, 1943.
43. Right.
My mum's birthday.
And Dave Tipper. I can't see it, Dave.
6/10/43.
6/10/43. 6/10/43. Good man. Right. Lol, I'm not sure I've got yours.
4/10/47.
4/10/47. Let me just
Yep.
go. Got. Oh, Dave the Beard. Dave,
26/4/54.
24,
26.
26,
26/4/54.
54. And I've got Davy Coates, I've got Paul, John. No. It's just that if you don't mind, I'll add them to our birthday history and put a few facts about stuff around your dates of birth, if that's okay. We'll add it to the website if everybody's happy with that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll take me a while to get through them, but we'll get there. So, Lol, do you just want to quickly finish off, please?
Well, quickly, 5 minutes. The former Sheffield United forward, Luton Shelton, has passed away in his native Jamaica at the age of 35. Born in Kingston, his football career began with Harbour View, a team based in his hometown. He then became a journeyman footballer, playing for 7 different clubs in a 9-year period. One of those clubs was Sheffield United, who he joined in 2007, making 19 league appearances, scoring 1 goal before moving on to play in Norway the following year. He got a bad injury when playing for a Russian team in 2015, which kept him out of the game for 2 years. He then moved back to his hometown team, Harbour View, where he finished his career in 2018. He played 75 international games for Jamaica, scoring 35 goals, which is a record for the country. Shelton was diagnosed with motor neurone disease a year after his final appearance for Harbour View, a condition which sadly caused his early death. So it's a killer, that. I mean,
He was the scorer of a very famous goal for United. It was called Balloon Gate.
That's right. He didn't know where.
And it was against Man City in the FA Cup at Bramall Lane, and Man City filled the goal mouth with blue and white balloons.
That's right.
And the referee, goalkeeper, didn't clear them away. And a few minutes later, a centre came in. Bloke went to clear it. It hit the balloons, bobbled over his foot, and went straight to Luke Shelton, who scored the winner, I believe.
Would you live on television that game as well?
So,
Yeah.
famous incident at Bramall Lane.
Yeah, the guy cleared the balloon instead of the ball.
He cleared the balloon, yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Hart with a goal. Like.
Yeah. Very sad.
We've heard about the death of Peter Swan. Now, I did a little tribute to him a little while ago, but I think it's worth repeating if you can bear 2 or 3 minutes to listen to it.
Yeah.
All right, Keith? And
Yeah, carry on.
I'll take a couple of minutes or so. Now, born in South Hempstall near Pontefract on the 8th of October 1936, Peter Swan was one of 7 children, all boys. The family moved to Armthorpe near Doncaster when he was young, where he attended Armthorpe Secondary Modern School and played in the same school football team as Alan Finney. Initially a right winger, his sports teacher converted him to centre half, a position he was to play for many years. Swan played for Doncaster Schools before joining Sheffield Wednesday as a 15-year-old amateur in 1952, working part-time at Armthorpe Colliery at the same time. Signing as a part-time professional for the Owls in 1953, he then became a full professional just after his 18th birthday. When called up for national service, he served in the Royal Signals as a PT instructor at Catterick Garrison, but was allowed leave to play football. Making his first team debut against Barnsley on the 5th of November 1955 when he was 19, Swan rarely featured in the team for the next 3 seasons. However, at the start of the 58-59 season, he became first choice centre-half, and he was a prominent team member in their excellent seasons in the late 1950s and early 60s. At international level, he played 1 game for England youth, 3 games for the under-23s, and then he gained 19 full caps. He then got himself involved in a betting scandal, along with teammates Tony Kay and David Lane, which resulted in him spending 4 months in Lincoln prison, along with a life ban from football. He was preparing to play an evening match against Spurs on Monday the 13th of April 1964 when he found out about his ban from football. But this ban was lifted in 1972 and Swan returned to Wednesday's first team at the start of the 72-73 season in a match against Fulham, which the Owls won 3-0. He only played 15 more games for the Owls before he was dropped, never to play for Wednesday again. Manager Derek Dooley offered him a contract for the 73-74 season, but Swan rejected it because it involved playing reserve team football and helping the young players. Having played over 300 games for the Owls and never scoring a goal, Swan signed for 4th Division Bury and scored after 3 minutes on his debut for them against Torquay United. He was made captain for that season, and he led Bury to promotion to the Division 3. The following season, he moved to Matlock Town as player manager. Then he managed Worksop Town in 76-77, Buxton 77-78, before returning to Matlock in 1980. On leaving football, he went into the licensing trade, where he ran pubs in Attercliffe, Chesterfield, before retirement. Since the mid-2000s, Swan has suffered from Alzheimer's disease before he sadly passed away last Wednesday, 20th of January, at the age of 84. He was the 791st player to be capped for England. And that endeth the tribute to Peter Swan.
Did you manage Matlock to, was it FA Trophy or whatever? Didn't they beat Scarborough 4-0 at Wembley?
I believe so. He had a bit of success there.
Right.
Did you train with him at all, Dave Redford?
No. I was down there in 58, but I was down there for 2 seasons, but I never trained with him.
What were your position, Dave?
Inside forward. Inside forward, number 8.
I saw him in bookmakers a couple of times.
How extraordinarily witty. I'm glad you said betting scandal and not bribe scandal.
I used to teach his grandson, and I didn't know he was new to the school, and I was doing a lesson about corruption in sport. And so one of the things I told was the story of the bribe scandal, and I laid it on a bit thick.
Betting scandal.
Yeah, the other kids knew I was a United fan, and I used to say, who would want to pay Wednesday to lose? They can lose on their own and things like that, So I laid it on a bit thick. Anyway, end of the spiel, this lad front row sticks his hand up. Sir, Peter Swan's my granddad. That's what you need. He was fine. He was quite happy to talk about it. Yeah.
I went near the pub near Bolsover as well for a while. I think we went in there after playing cricket at Bolsover.
That's right.
We went in that pub.
He's got one at the side of the Chesterfield Canal.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, call the Swan.
Yes.
Call the Swan.
Yeah. He was a good player.
Very good player.
Doug Pace loved playing against him.
Yeah, the better of it as well.
He did. Yeah, I do remember Duckface making a fool of him.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So we will move swiftly on to Chris, who's now going to tell us a bit about
Joe Cocker.
Meeting Joe Cocker. So over to you then, Chris.
Okay. Can I just ask one question before we go on to Joe? And that is, I found some photographs of my grandfather playing in a very significant charity game about 1939. He's playing for Parkhead, and they're playing at mill houses. Does anyone in the group have any knowledge of Parkhead and mill houses?
Yeah.
It's a lovely little ground.
Is it still there, Paul?
Oh yes, it's still there.
Yeah.
All
Side
right.
of the Wheatsheaf pub.
It's what, sorry?
Yeah.
It's at the side of the Wheatsheaf pub, and it's in a sort of natural bowl, so you can sit on the banking and look down on the ground. It's a very small ground.
Road South Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's no longer called the Wheatsheaf pub. It's a steakhouse, or it was.
Is it? Right.
I know it. Yeah. Is it on Eccles Hall Road going out of Sheffield?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that, because I'm doing some more research, found this stuff, and just needed a bit of a Sheffield local direction. Thank you.
Yeah,
guys.
it's a lovely little ground. Go and have a look. It's great.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
I don't want to digress, but sorry.
Yeah, they play another sport there.
Yeah.
At times as well. Anybody know what it is?
Well, I've seen them play cricket there.
No, besides cricket, they play another sport. Well, so
Bowls, croquet.
Croquet. They play croquet. Yeah. So that's
okay.
I only know that because we went for lunch one day, and they were playing. So we went down and had a chat with them about it.
They used to have an annual cricket festival there.
Yes.
Annually, every year.
I've been there a couple of times to watch the cricket.
Paul, this event was a cricket week. About 1939 to raise money for the war effort.
Right.
And it was a game involving my granddad, but there were a lot of England players playing in the same team. So that's why I'm interested, and I want to do a bit more research. So thank you for that. Thank you.
Well, up till recent times, I don't know if it still happens, but up till recent times, they still had that cricket week.
No, well, it could be similar. It could be history. Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, I once saw Fred Truman score 100 for Yorkshire there.
Did you really? I must make the effort to see it when we can get out.
And in the 1960s, Gary Sobers and Frank Worrell used to go each year as well.
You've mentioned that
not
before,
players.
So I heard you mention that. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
It's an absolutely wonderful little cricket place.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Thanks,
but if you're not a very good bowler, you can get knocked out of the ground on a very regular basis.
Yeah.
Speaking from experience.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Keith, you want me to crack on?
Yes, go on.
All right. It's just a story, really. A couple of things. He's an interesting man from our area. I was a tremendous fan of Joe Cocker since I can recall listening to sort of adult music. And I once managed to see him in Sheffield. It was 1994. As my habits are, I kept the ticket. Can't open it now, but anyway, I kept the ticket 1994. Once you've seen Joe Cocker live, you have seen a real artist, so I was hooked even more. So I'll pick up my story, and then I've got a few questions which might be of interest to the group to try and answer. Is that okay, Keith?
Yep.
Okay. Well, in October 2007, I was driving around Sheffield on business. I was listening to Radio Hallam, and I got involved on an on-air auction. And one of the major prizes was really just too good to miss. It was to win front row seats for Joe Cocker's return to Sheffield after a 13-year absence, since indeed that concert I went to. And it also included a VIP meet and greet at the end of the concert. So as a massive fan, I just had to go for it. So I'm driving around Sheffield, bidding on the phone, and I managed to get in with a pretty good bid. I got outbid at the end, but then got back on and put another bid in, which was far too much money. But by now, I'd already got myself at the concert. So, you know, I had to keep bidding. So I spent a fortune. I've never told anyone how much, and I'm certainly not telling you lot. Anyway, I got the package. I was absolutely ecstatic. Couldn't wait for the concert. And it was absolutely memorable. It was a brilliant performance by Joe Cocker. If you can see that, that's a picture from my seat. That's how near I was. I was literally almost touching distance to the great man and his band. And when he hit the note, that note in with a little help from my friends, the audience spontaneously applauded in the middle of the song. I've never known that before. It was so spine-tinglingly brilliant. Anyway, we went backstage, small group, into a lounge, and Joe was brought in with a few of his friends. He was so unassuming. He was so modest. He was just brilliant, and he talked to everyone. And then he turned to me. I don't know why. I was just chatting, and he said, "Can you tell me if United won this afternoon?" It was a Saturday, and I was on a sound check, and I don't know the result. Now I know that Joe is a Blade, and I know that's because of his late father Harold. But I was pretty surprised to be asked that. So having just been at the game that afternoon, I was able to give him a few details of the match, which United managed to beat Barnsley 1-0. And instead of talking about his career and his music and Woodstock and God knows what else, we ended up talking about United, really. And we discussed the fact that they'd gone down the previous year, and it meant he could no longer watch the matches live at his ranch in Colorado. I always thought if you're a rock star, have football matches beamed into your house in Colorado. I always thought that was cool. Anyway, we kept talking all the way back to the dressing room. I said cheerio, he said goodbye, nice to meet you, sort of thing. And the overall impression was of a really, just a nice man, a really talented man. But he was so humble, and he could have been big-headed with all of his achievements. It was just fabulous. And he remains one of my all-time music heroes, along with Springsteen, Roy Orbison, and John Lennon. They're my sort of heroes.
Well, I'll go with 3 out of 4 with you there.
Oh, well, that's not bad. That's not bad.
3 out of 4, yeah.
What's the 3?
Well, the one I'm not a big fan of is Springsteen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think many artists can't sing, but he really can't sing, and he's done the worst Christmas song ever.
Right. At this point, John,
but the other 3 were brilliant.
John, you and I have always got on tremendously well, so I'm not going to comment on what you've just said. It's the greatest. He's one of the greatest live. So it just shows you how music just, you know, you can have your opinions, and that's brilliant.
Exactly. I've heard that he's really good live.
Oh,
he's just never connected with me.
No. Well, what happened to me on that one, I went to his concert in '86, Born in the USA, and was hooked forever. I've seen him 6 times now, and if he was appearing tomorrow morning, COVID or non-COVID, I'd have to find some way of watching it somehow. That's how fanatical you become when you follow someone. But everyone's got different heroes.
Chris, I met him once, and you know, he remembers you. He remembers you.
I wish. I've never met him backstage, and I'm never likely to.
He said, "Do you know how much we stung that plonker for? You'll never guess."
Not the right accent, but I get the drift. Okay, well, my memory of that night is that.
Chris,
Sorry,
hang on.
Sorry. Chris, can you recall what year he played at Bramall Lane, Springsteen?
1986-ish. 1986, I'd
86,
guess. I'd guess that, yeah.
Around then, yeah.
Around then, yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
Did
we
he
lived
score?
in Gleadless in those days, and we could hear the concert from our back garden.
Yeah,
Well,
it would go on
I
quite.
could hear it from my mother's at Woodthorpe, yeah.
Dave the
we-
Fish.
We could at Mosborough.
Yeah, but I was-
Jenny reckons you could hear it in Rotherham.
I was fishing at Aston and I could hear it.
Yeah.
At Aston.
Yeah,
Here's the
that's
beard.
why I was going to. That's why I
I've
was
got
going to
ticket-
mention it
got
because
tickets to the Bramall Lane, and unfortunately I went down with flu, but I managed to reach our gate at Handsworth and listen to the concert there.
Amazing, yeah.
I think I can top all those stories.
Of course you can.
Of course you can, yeah.
No, seriously. We'd been, Sue and myself had gone to Hawaii, right?
You could hear him in Hawaii. Yeah, pushing it a bit now, pal, aren't you?
Dano.
We got tickets.
Dano.
We got tickets for the show, which was due to. We were going to the one on the Sunday, I think, which was the day after we got back, and we had to change planes at New York. While we were in New York, in the airport, I happened to find some £1 coins on the seat alongside me. So I said to Sue, look, there's some coins there. Anyway, a lady across the seat said to me, she says, have you just found some coins? And I said, yeah, I have. Are they yours? She says, no, I've just found some as well. She was an American, this lady. So anyway, we got talking to her and her daughter. And we said, what are you coming over to England for? And apparently they went over every year to go to the theatres in London. And so I said, oh, is that all that you're doing? She said, well, yes. She says, although my daughter's talking about, she's a big fan of Bruce Springsteen, and she's this concert at somewhere called Sheffield. She says, but we've no idea where it is. So we said, it's funny you should say that, because we're from Sheffield and we're going to the concert, and as soon as this plane when the plane lands, we're getting in our car and we're driving up to Sheffield. If your daughter wants to come with us, you know, she's welcome to come with us, and you can get a train or whatever by afterwards. So she said, oh, well, anyway, I said, well, you don't have to decide now. I said, you know, there's the old flight to go. Anyway,
Sounds like a kidnap to me.
cut a long story short, she decided to come with us. She hadn't got tickets. She hadn't got any tickets, but I knew that they'd got some spare. So I rang somebody up, got a ticket for her, and we all went to the concert. We all stood on the cop and watched the concert from the cop.
Brilliant.
It was terrific. And she actually, when she'd finished, okay, I'll come to you, David, and say, when the concert had finished, she came back to our house, but she'd found out that there was a coach going back at 1 o'clock in the morning to London. So we took her back down to Pond Street. She got on the London coach, went back to her mum, and had a few hours kip, and off they went to do what they normally do. So she'd seen Samaritan without interrupting anything. So that's my story of, that's my Bruce Springsteen story.
Well, Jenny liked it, Keith. Jenny liked it. You've entertained her.
Why have I got this vision of Keith propositioning this woman in his Hawaii grass skirt? Why have I got
that? Incidentally, we do still keep in touch with the girl who's now a woman. Obviously, she lives in I think it's in Queens in New York. She's a librarian, so she's a lovely person. So. Yes, Dave Tipper, you wanted to say something.
Well, I was just going to go back to Chris and the Sky Arts programme.
I'm still here.
It just backed up what you said about him. It was an absolutely great programme about him.
Yeah, I saw that, Dave. I saw that. He came across really brilliantly, didn't he?
Yeah.
Came across as a smashing bloke, And it was a great documentary.
Yeah. Well, the concert you went to, we saw him the previous time after he'd been out of Sheffield for goodness knows how many years at the Sheffield City Hall.
Oh, right, yeah.
As it finished, ready for the encores, I have never heard a noise like it. Yeah. If he hadn't come back on, they'd have ripped the place apart.
Yeah.
It was just,
so
it was violent. It was just the sheer volume of noise, and it had just.
The thing about Joe Cocker was he could, as he did the pubs and club circuit in Sheffield for many years, whether he played in front of 200 or in some cases in his career over 100,000, he gave the same performances. Yeah. He gave everything.
Yeah.
Left it all
Chris,
out.
1968, I saw him in the Black Swan in Sheffield, pub in Sheffield. We were just got in for a drink, and there was some brilliant music coming from the concert room. And we walked through, and it was Joe Cocker in front of about 200 people.
Where was this?
The Black Swan. The Black Swan in the middle of Sheffield.
You get the same reaction, don't you, John? Whether there's nobody listening or 100,000 not listening to you, you get the same reaction.
That's true.
In that book, John, which is his authorised biography, there's a very full account of the night in the Black Swan.
Blooming heck. Fancy that.
Yeah, because what happened was he'd already gone to number one.
Yeah.
But he'd already agreed to do that concert in front of 200 people as the number one. And he did it, and he was then asked, how much do you need, Joe, for doing it? And he asked for £200.
Yeah. It was
you'd be fascinated in there, because there is a very good chunk about the night you had.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'll try and get hold of that.
I'm so pleased that we've touched upon that. That's fantastic.
Yes, so am I. Tremendous. One of these unexpected pleasures. I had a similar experience at the Toby Jug at Tolworth when I saw Fleetwood Mac doing a pub gig.
Oh my goodness.
Chris,
the Joe Cocker one was incredible at Black Swan.
Chris, could you open the book up? Could you open the book up? There's a picture of John in it. You'll notice him in his dress.
There is a picture of the Black Swan. So
no, that's John in his pantomime outfit.
All right. The bottom picture, that is Joe Cocker performing at the Black Swan in 1968.
I'm there.
There on the front there, look. Just there, look.
Yeah.
So, John, you have to get this book.
That's fantastic, yeah.
I'll send you the details. I also
worked with his dad, Harold, for 3 years.
Harold, what?
Harold. We worked together at Attercliff Social Security for a couple of years. And then we worked at Spittle Hill for a smashing bloke, a lovely man.
Yeah, Chris.
A lovely man.
Can I do my quiz?
Hang on. Chris. Just 2 seconds. Chris.
Yes.
Take a photo of that picture.
Yeah.
And send it to us.
Okay. I'll send you the details, John, as well.
Thank you.
Dave the Fish.
Right.
Hang on.
Quiz.
Can I get my quiz?
Hang on.
Round about that time in the 60s, when I was probably 15, 16, going up to 18, I suppose.
Going on 17.
We used to, follow the Sheffield music scene, and we saw Joe Cocker, or Vance Arnold in the Avengers, as he was originally. Used to seen him many times. Arbourthorne Hotel, Black Swan, and also placed close to where you are, Keith. I don't know if you can remember it. The Rock Club at Freshville.
Yeah.
It used to meet in the community centre on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
Joe Cocker. One of the things I remember most, there was walking in one night, and there were the band, Joe Cocker's band, were playing. Pardon?
The Grease Band.
It wasn't Grease Band then.
It would be that Vance Arnold, the Avengers.
It might still have been Vance Arnold at that time. And I can remember walking in, and the band were playing Green Onions, the Booker T song.
Booker T.
And it was absolutely fantastic. And Joe Cocker, just amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Right.
Keith, Chris.
Before I left that VIP room, I treasure this picture. Someone took it of me and Joe Cocker. You can't
fantastic.
say picture of me and Joe Cocker, and what he's doing there he's obviously signing the programme, which I always have framed behind me. I've got it on the wall.
Fantastic picture.
But I have the CD of the concert, which was Hymn to My Soul tour. And he signed that for me. He signed that for me. So that's one of my just a treasured possession. So there's a bit of a quiz here. One's already given me one answer, so I'll skip that question. Here's a few questions just to finish off. He was born in 1944 in Sheffield. Can anyone tell me what part of Sheffield?
Crooks.
Tasker Road.
He was born on the 20th of
Well,
May.
can you give me the name? Can you
fact,
give me the number
Chris.
of the house, lol? Number of the house, lol. You're nearly there. Come on, lol.
28.
Oh, 38 Tasker Road.
Oh.
Sorry, Rob.
He was born on the 20th of May, Chris.
He was. Yes, you're very well informed. Joe Cocker.
Same birthday as me, that's why I know.
I'll never forget that. Joe Cocker and his band supported a group at the Sheffield City Hall in 1963. Was it? Let me read them out. Was it the Beatles, the Who, or the Rolling Stones?
The Rolling Stones.
Stones.
The Stones is correct. Do you know who promoted that concert?
Yeah.
Go on.
Pete Stringfellow.
Pete Stringfellow. And
I was there as well, Chris.
wow. I'm going to stand up here and just. I was going to ask you what his stage name was at this time of the concert, but we've already established that's Vance Arnold. The Sheffield Telegraph said the following day, he is surely a star of the future, and went on to say that on this performance, he's one of the country's top rock and roll and R&B artists. So that, the Sheffield Star and the Sheffield Telegraph got that right the day after. Can anyone tell me his only #1 record in the UK?
Would it be with Little Help from My Friends?
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
It went to #1 on the 6th of November 1968, and Paul McCartney and John Lennon both sent him a congratulatory telegram. He was the first Sheffield-born artist to have a #1, and he was in the charts for 13 weeks. What film track did he have a worldwide hit from?
Officer
Well, list us up where we belong.
Where we belong.
Well, yeah, both right. The film was Officer and Gentleman. And
Officer and a Gentleman.
who did he have the duet with? Was it Jennifer Warnes, Barbara Streisand, or Dolly Parton?
Jennifer Warnes.
Jennifer Warnes.
Jennifer Warnes.
Correct. In '83, he won 2 awards. Anyone know what he won for that record, that performance?
Oscar?
Well, yes, it won an Oscar for most original record in a film. It won it won Joe a Grammy.
Grammy,
What was
He
his
must have
ranch?
won a Grammy, yeah.
Yes.
Right. Chris.
His ranch was called either in Colorado. His ranch was the Shoreham Ranch, the Mad Dog Ranch, or Mountain View Ranch.
Mad Dog.
It was indeed the Mad Dog. And for a bonus, who owned the property that he built his house on?
Thought you were going to ask who owned the Mad Dog.
It was Jane Fonda.
Wow.
Wow.
Right.
And this,
Chris.
We've got less than a minute to go.
Right, that is a picture of Mad Dog Ranch.
Fantastic.
A purpose-built
Chris.
mansion. It sold for
Chris.
$5 million.
Yeah, Chris, we've less than a minute to go.
Okay. Thank you, lads. Really enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right. See you next week, lads.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
All the best.